Creatures of the night. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. We started off with a trailer-like video package for Moxley versus Hangman for what we thought was going to be the main event. So we have our first match of the night. We have the Outrunners, whose opponents already in the ring with a Jobber's entrance, which are Matt and Nicholas Jackson. The Jobber's entrance, which was pretty funny to me. And they have a really great match. And it would have been interesting if, with all the horrible things that the young fucks are going through right now, that if they would have lost, that they would have just be spiraling into, their downfall and everything's just getting worse from there, whatever. Which honestly would have been fine if they went with that. But for them to beat the Outrunners. So they beat the Outrunners. And why, I don't know. Several times in the match, it almost felt like it was the Outrunners game. Like, for real. And that would have been cool to see. Now, I don't know about them winning the whole damn tournament or anything. But that would have been cool to see. So far, we have FTR on one side of the bracket. And then we have the Young Bucks on the other side of the bracket that end up advancing. And for me, no. We also have the Bang Bang Gang as well on the same side as FTR. So it's going to be the Bang Bang Gang versus FTR. Winner of that match will face the winner of the Young Bucks and the other team that will qualify tomorrow during Collision. Yes, Thursday Night Collision. And to be honest with you, I'm just like, I hope they're not doing exactly what it looks like they're doing, which would end up being FTR to go against the Young Bucks in the finals of this thing, to go against the Hurt Syndicate at Forbidden Door. And it kind of upsets me because I'm just like, we have an opportunity to do something with some real tag teams. Top Flight, they... Private Party. I mean, what the fuck is all these other teams doing there when it's always the same teams getting the big opportunities every single time? Something about it is very frustrating to me. I'm not taking anything away from the Young Bucks or from from FTR. They're amazing teams, but like, this tag division will never grow. The tag division will never know any other teams other than the Young Bucks and FTR, and obviously Hurt Syndicate with the title. Like, what's going on? I'm just so frustrated with this whole thing. Now, after the match, our champion, Kazuchika Okada, comes out there to help the Young Bucks beat up the Outrunners. And Swerve comes out there with Prince Nana, who throws his cup of coffee into the air because that's just what he does. And Swerve comes out there to help the Outrunners. And right before he can hit our champion with the house call, he ends up running out the ring thanks to the help of the Jackson brothers. Lovely. After this, we do have Mark Briscoe, who is doing his promo backstage. And that's when Gates of Agony, Lord have mercy, Lord. Gates of Agony and Ricochet come on out there and interrupt him during his time because he wants to go against MJF. He's not done with MJF. He got things he want to do to take care of MJF from all the little beef that they got going on. But before he can go to that, he was going to have to beat Ricochet later on tonight. Now, after this, MJF, he's in front of the Hurt Syndicate locker room. And Shelton opens the door. And he's just like, look, I don't know what's going on with Bobby or whatever, but we get rid of him. And let's just focus on you, me, and MVP. Now, Shelton goes on to, say that, basically whatever happened with him and Bobby, Bobby had his feelings towards him or whatever. Then he says, what time is it? Something to that effect, acting about the time. And then MJF obviously don't have a watch on because he gave them his watch. And Sheldon goes, oh, so you mean this watch here? This Temu ass watch that you gave me that wasn't even real. And I was just like, don't do that. MJF wouldn't shop at Temu. MJF he got money. He wouldn't be on Temu. And dropping the watch on the floor and that thing broke into like a million pieces or whatever, and then end up saying that MJF is out the Hurt Syndicate. And then he leaves because he says that if he gets his hands on him, that MJF will be fucking swimming in his own piss. And I was just like, oh, he really sounded like he would be swimming in his own piss if Shelton got his hands on him. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. MJF have not done anything that bad. Like, this is me keeping the biasness aside. Like, he hasn't done anything that bad for them to kick him out the group yet. Like, he's hardly done anything in the group so far sure, has he been annoying? Yes, but he's always annoying. Like, what has he done other than saying that Bobby and them should help him win the Triple B? Like, that's the worst that he could have done, and then Bobby put his hands around his throat the other day. Something about it feels like it's moving too quickly to get MJF out that group. I don't know what that is, but honestly, I'm not a fan of the whole thing. Now, after this, we had like 10 minutes of our stepdaddy in the ring with Tony Schiavone, because Schiavone needs to hold out the microphone for our stepdaddy. And it felt like forever. Christian talking about how, the patriarchy, what they did, they betrayed him, and Mama Wayne, her vagina is as wide as God knows how wide it is. I don't know. And it just seemed like he was just like, I was like, bro, like, where's this going? He talks about Adam Copeland and how he went to go find himself, or maybe he didn't find himself. And then he goes, well, you know what, Kip and Nick, you didn't disown me, I disowned you. And I was like, well, baby, I don't think it happened like that, but okay, if that's what you're saying, it is. And something about it where it was like, this could have been an email, but if it wasn't an email, this could have been like, we could have cut this in half and you would have still been able to make your point, and it wouldn't have felt like it dragged. This definitely isn't one of Christian's like best promos or anything. But I guess he made his point across as he was walking away. Mama Wayne and this beautiful ensemble just come out there, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I forgot what she said specifically, but she was getting his face about talking about her vagina or whatever. And then here comes Kip trying to give a sneak attack from behind from the ramp, but Christian was ready for that ass. But if Kip is coming, then that means obviously Nick is coming from the other way, ends up hitting him with the Ring of Honor TV title, and then the both of them give him a concerto. And the crowd was chanting, fuck you, Nick, fuck you, Nick. And I was just like, why would y'all be saying that after our stepdaddy was literally giving a promo and y'all would barely let him talk because y'all don't like him, but now fuck you, Nick? Okay, our stepdaddy maybe is a babyface. Now after this, we do get a promo from Stokely, who's back there with FTR. They're talking about Adam Copeland being the coward once again, and how they're going to go against the Bang Bang Gang, and they're going to beat them to advance on to being in the finals with the whoever it is that's going to be on the other side. I don't know. Probably the Young Bucks, because they did pop up after that. Nobody cares. To everyone's surprise, up next, Hangman Adam Page versus Jonathan Moxley for the AEW World Championship rematch. I was like, wait, hold on. Did they make a mistake when they said this was coming up next? I thought it was a mistake, like a production error or something. I don't know. And then here they come. They actually came out, and I was like, oh my God, this is not the main event. I don't even know what else is on this card, to be honest with you. And I could have sworn they said last week that it would have been the main event. And even if they didn't say that, you would assume that the biggest prize in the company would be the main event, especially for a rematch. And it just wasn't. Interesting. Hangman did say that everyone was banned from ringside. So when they say things like that, there will be exceptions because somebody gonna pop up anyway. While this match obviously was not better than their match at All In, somehow, some way, the ref gets knocked out, and here comes Claudio and Wheeler. Wheeler Yuta head is still wrapped up from that heinous attack from Hangman last week. He didn't deserve that at all. So they're coming out there, and while they're serving as a distractions to the useless security guards, that's when Marina comes out, snatches up the AEW World title to give it to Mox, and Moxley actually ends up hitting Hangman with it. Now the referee does get up and start counting, and it's not enough to put Hangman away. So the match continues. And Marina gets spotted by the referee. And the referee's like, get the fuck out of here because you're distracting me and no one's supposed to be out here. And I was just like, why are we doing this again? Now, Marina, I remember hearing her say that she was sorry to Mox. And as she's like walking away, security guards are shooing her away. And Claudio grabs her small ass to take her out through the crowd. While they're going through the crowd, Darby Allin just popped up from the balcony or whatever and just threw himself onto everybody down there. And everybody's losing their shit over it. They love Darby Allin. Whatever he does is perfect to them. And I'm just sitting there like, this is exactly what I expected. All the shenanigans is exactly what I expected. And Hangman takes the win with a buckshot lariat. I'm bored. I don't even know why we needed to do this, to be honest with you. This didn't go anywhere different than any other matches that Moxley has had, than any other Death Riders interaction. Yeah, I know I love them. But it's just like, what was the point of this? Are we not going to see Moxley after this? If we don't see Moxley after this, he needs a little break or whatever. I don't know what happens to Death Riders, but obviously our boy Darby is in the picture, and that's probably where we're going from here. Honestly, I don't care. Now, we do get a hype video for Thursday Night Collision, where we will be having a TNT title on the line, Dustin going against Kyle Fletcher. I actually like these hype videos that they put out tonight. They were actually a little better than usual. We're praying for Kyle Fletcher because that's who should have been champion this entire time. And then we get the ladies in action. So I just want to say, like, no shade to the ladies and to the main event or whatever, but like, it just feels so weird when you throw in a match like a world title match in the middle of the show, and nobody even knows what other matches are on the card. It's a weird vibe. I don't know why they did it this way. We have Alex Windsor with new music that I don't like at all. Teaming up with Timeless Tony Storm to go against Athena and Billy Starks. Tony Khan, we are clapping. We are happy that you're finally putting Athena on television where she belongs. Now, the match between the two teams are really great. Billy and Athena obviously have that chemistry with each other because they've been together for like 2 years now, working with each other and even teaming with each other. So they work well together. Alex and Tony, they're great when they're not together, but together they're okay, but you can tell that they're not a team, you know. Shenanigans going on, but that's okay. It's only between the girls that are in the ring, so I'll take it. No interference. I'm cool with it. Athena ends up pinning our champion after a blind tag. So it was Tony Storm and what's her face? Billy Starks in the ring. And when it seems like Tony was going to take the win, that blind tag came out of the blue, and she hits our champion, Tony Storm, with an O-face for the win. And let's be honest about something here. Athena's also a women's champion, so it's not like it's unbelievable that she would win. I think it was a good choice for her to be the one to pin Tony Storm. Just sends a message to her as in, hey, I am someone you should be worried about. You know, I can pin you with no problem at all, whether you expect it or not, especially with that blind tag. And I think it's a good thing to whatever they're doing with these girls. I absolutely love it. I don't know where we move from here, but I think that I would love to see Athena holding that world title, but her definitely getting more TV time before we get there would be the right way to go. Now after this, Hangman back there getting interviewed by Renee Paquette, and I'm just like, Renee, if you are here, who is tending to your husband who just lost again? Anyway, so MJF interrupts, and MJF is just like, he wants a title shot. And Hangman is just like, no, there are a million men in line ahead of you to get the title, including Mark Briscoe. Which was interesting, because I'm trying to think, like, did he earn a title shot? Or no, well, no, actually, no. Well, I guess we're just picking people that we could just put in front of the line. I don't know. But MJF, he still has that little clipboard thing. So at any time, if he wanted to, he can cash in regardless who's next in line. After this, we have the beautiful Will Nightingale. I don't know what she was saying, But she has asked Tony Khan for a opportunity to go against Tekla, so she'll be going against Tekla for Collision. Now, our main event, Pastor Briscoe going against Ricochet. And to be honest with you, I don't really remember this being on the card or if they announced this. But y'all remember the last time they had a match? That was it the ambulance? No, the stretcher match. That was a really great match, by the way. Oh god, so they work really well with each other. The difference between this and obviously a stretcher match is there's no stretchers, no ambulance or anything else. But the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan and them abs, Toa Liana and those braids and everything, whatever. They come on out there to be a distraction and interfering and all that stuff. Which is interesting because I feel like we're seeing a little bit more of why Gates of Agony is with Ricochet and why they fit with each other and whatnot, and which is interesting. Now, because they're still getting involved and Pastor Briscoe pretty much not having a chance to probably even take a win, here comes their opponents for Thursday Night Collision, which is Brodito. I don't know. The name is weird. Which is obviously Brody King. Brody King. Oh my God, beautiful man. And Bandito, and they start beating them up. They threw Toa into the crowd and everything. And I was like, you know what, Toa? If Toa, y'all throw him at me on my lap, I'm okay with it. The rest of y'all don't know, but mine, I'm fine. There's no problem. And they end up fighting to the back or whatever, just so we can get a little bit of a taste, a little teaser of what to expect for tomorrow, semifinals match for the tag tournament that we already know who's gonna win. And then Mark Briscoe and Ricochet continues the match. Mark Briscoe wins with a Jade Driller, and honestly, the match was good. The match was good. Ricochet, I feel like we'll always see Ricochet and Mark Briscoe in the ring and we'll always enjoy it, so I thought it was great. Didn't give that main event vibe to me in terms of if we're still thinking of the world title match earlier in the night. Now, after the match though, we have shenanigans. Because Pastor Briscoe was just like, nobody get off your seat. I got a little sermon before we get out of here. And basically, you can see, like, he is channeling this darkness where he has hate in his heart or whatever for MJF, for how he's been talking about his brother and everything, and he's feeling some type of way, and he really talking about killing MJF. And I was just like, let me get the police on the phone because I don't like what I'm hearing about MJF. And MJF, he's on the big screen, and he's talking shit about Mark Briscoe. But then he warns Mark Briscoe that something would happen to him. And then the screen cut off and it's literally MJF behind him attacking him. MJF unbuttoned his shirt after hitting Mark Briscoe and unfortunately has another shirt under that says MJF did nothing wrong or some shit like that. Whatever situation is, he don't need no shirt. And it took Hangman Adam Page, who kind of walks slowly with the title. You know, everybody get your pictures as I'm coming down the ramp type of situation. And ends up getting in the ring with MJF. And that's when Pastor Briscoe snatches up MJF. But MJF ends up rolling out and running like a quarterback to the fucking back. And I was just like, oh, well, if wrestling don't work out for you, football might. I don't know. I don't know where any of this is going, to be honest with you. It is interesting how we're seeing a little bit of a change of Mark Briscoe, but I don't think there's anything like a heel turn coming on. I don't think so. Overall, the show I think was okay. There are just some things that I feel like long term, like if you're watching like AEW as a brand long term, that you're kind of just like, where is everybody else on the roster? Like, where's all these people that are employed here? And why we're seeing the same people all the time. The Death Riders thing was so not needed. Probably shouldn't even had that rematch with Mox and Hangman. The situation with the Hurt Syndicate ending like so quickly after they spent quite some time ignoring the tag division so they can get MJF to be part of their group, and now just as soon as they got him is when they're dropping him. Something about it feels really rushed to me, and I just don't understand the tag team situation where it's just like No matter who the fuck is in a team in this company, it's always going to be the same teams prevailing. And I'm just like, we're 6 years deep. And it's the same teams. The same teams. Like, I just don't understand. Like, people are putting their time and effort into watching this and supporting this. And I don't want to take anything away from all these wrestlers on the roster because they're all amazing. But there are a lot of people who are just sitting there, who's going to be sitting there when 10 years pass, still no damn titles that ever been in their waist and none of that shit. And something about that really, really bothered me. So you guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back on Thursday with a review on Ring of Honor and on AEW Collision. I'll see you guys then.